Yo, what's up guys? It's Nigel here, and today I want to talk about the Tekken 8 story mode for today and just have a review on it. There's not going to be any spoilers or anything if anybody cares about the Tekken 8 story. Well, actually, no, I'll make it into two parts. One that's not spoiler and one that is spoiler at the end to make it even or whatever, so yeah. I'll have timestamps if you want to skip to the sections, which is which, so yeah. Either way, let's begin. So, my initial thoughts on the Tekken 8 story mode are actually, it's good, but it's kind of a mixed bag for me in a sense. Like, I somewhat, this is going to sound questionable, but I actually like the appeal of how Tekken 7 did stuff in a way. Not with the stupid narrator or whatever, but how they were trying to make it serious in some ways. This game, Tekken 8, it's serious somewhat, but it's more of the power of anime and friendship and a bit of hokiness. The only, I want to say, serious part is kind of just, you know, when stuff starts to go down with, you know, Kazuya and Jin in the story mode, then it's like, okay, it's serious to a degree. But some other things are kind of a little hokey, man. They're a little hokey, but I didn't necessarily hate it, but I just I was like, huh, this is really happening. Like, there's a specific scene in a certain chapter that I'm not going to say now because it's just not the spoiler section, but it was just kind of strange. It's like, oh, okay. That was just a little weird, but I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to get, because they're trying to make all the characters be a part of the story mode, which is, I think, is fine, because, you know, otherwise they're just doing literally nothing in their own story stuff, like just sitting there eating a donut or whatever. So I can't understand why they did it like that, but yeah. But they're like, I think, in my opinion, there's like 3 awesome, insane moments in the game, which is kind of funny because they're kind of paced in each section, like at the beginning of the game, literally the beginning, the middle of the game, really cool, and then the end. Oh, they nailed it at the end, pretty much. That's how I kind of feel about the story mode for this game. Like, it was really sick in those 3 major core parts, but like something like in between those things, it was just kind of like and then It was not bad, but it was not really good. It was just somewhat interesting to a certain degree, but not super awesome. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that part. But that is pretty much it. If I had to give it a rating, I give it like maybe a 7 or I don't know if I give it an 8. I think it's a solid 7. It's not the name of the game. It's not an 8. It's a 7 for me. But it was not bad. I do enjoy it a lot of parts. There were some parts that were a lot better than Tekken 7 story mode, so I have to give it that for sure. So yeah. Now on to the spoiler section. So if you didn't want to get spoiled, you might want to stop here and just go to the end of the video. But pretty much, I'm not gonna fake it to you. When Jin and Kazuya are fighting, that's like the best part of the game. Honestly, that is like the best part of the game. And then the freaking Coliseum thing where you got to use the character to decide who won the tournament, that was pretty cool too. Because I was thinking in my head, like, okay, so between these two, who do I want to use? Like, it was like Yoshimitsu or Brian or something. I'm like, bro, I think it's time for Yoshimitsu to win for all of his other students. It's about that time, because he's like the grand master of that clan or whatever, so he needs to smack down Brian. And that's who I use. I'm like, yes, we're going to smack him down a little bit. Or Steve versus King, dude. I had to go with King. Like, come on now. Like, there was just so many cool stuff with that fight, and I appreciate it. Like, Lily versus Assassino. I had to use Assassino. Like, that was a clear given, bro. So I thought that was really cool though too. But the main part for like the middle section of the game, it was definitely Kazuya soloing Azazel. Like, let's be clear, let's be honest, that was insane. Because if you think about how hard it took them to take him down to Tekken 6, boy, he just treated him like he was a nobody, and that was awesome. That was sick, dude. And then kind of like after that, it was like other stuff that was like okay, like Reina fighting Kazuya. When that happened, I'm not gonna. My first thought was like, is she really soloing this guy when he just got a power boost? That was like my initial thought. I'm like, how is this even possible? If we're being honest here, if this is the case, y'all could just jump him and be done, because she was taking him down a little bit. I'm like, what? That's the power system in the game. I'll say it's a little messed up. I don't know what happened, because Kazuya is winning a lot, and he doesn't win at all. If you look back at literally every other game except for like Tekken 7 and Tekken 1, he loses to Jin and Heihachi. Actually, a lot more. He lost in Tekken 4, lost in Tekken 2, and, well, he wasn't in Tekken 3 or whatever, so I can't really say anything about that. But he just, he hasn't been doing anything. So it's like, wow, where did this boost come from? Like it said 6 months prior of Heihachi disappearing. I'm like, bro, did he get that strong? Are you serious? Like I think Kazuya has that dog in him when it comes to devil stuff. Obviously, that's why I think he was dog walking Jin. But you know, he got the power boost or whatever and became Angel Jin or whatever. And I guess they were even, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right to me in a sense. Like I get Jin's the main character, but it's like, I don't know. I think Kazuya should have got that dub. And then when they went to the final fight and like the last chapter, it makes sense why Jin won because he has all these martial arts and then he has people to fight for and stuff like that. I get that part, but just when they were in their forms, I'm like, Kazuya should have been in his bag. Like this is him. But you know, main character. This game was honestly, it was just for Jin. And anybody that like Kazuya, well, you got a few cool moments for him. That's kind of how it feels like for me. In a sense, like, yeah. Also, my initial thoughts on Angel Jin, the look of it does not look good. It does not look good at all. It looks terrible. I do not also like really Kazuya's form too much. It's passable, but it's too crystal-like for me. I honestly think their final forms that look the best was from that Blood Vengeance movie. That's literally the best design for their final forms, easily. Because he actually looks like a cool angel instead of a, what is it, yellow and gray. It didn't look, bro. It just didn't look good, bro. It did not look good. I liked it when he had one white wing and one black wing, though. That was fine. But that, no, that was not that cool to look at. But yeah, the final fight though was godlike. No emotionless passion though, sadly. So I'm like, this is Jin's game. Heihachi's game was Tekken 7. And so I'm wondering if Tekken 9 will be Kazuya's game, perhaps, possibly, or maybe a future child of Jin and Xiaoyu or something. I don't know. But if you think about it, Kazuya didn't really have his moment. You could say it was Tekken 7, but they went more with the story of Heihachi than Kazuya in a sense for that game. Like, it was between them two, but they focused more on his side of the story and not really Kazuya. Like, yeah, he got thrown off the mountain, but they didn't show you his hardships going through life as a kid. So they still haven't done that, which I find is really weird. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm talking about another game though. But either way, final fight was absolutely amazing. You got to play Tekken 3 Jin. You got to play freaking a mixture between actually you got to use June after that, and then a mixture between June and Jin style. So I'm wondering for the future for Tekken, like Tekken 9, if that's what he's going to use now, which would make the most sense. So he would use the Mishima style and his own karate style with June's, because that seems like that would be the next best thing for him since they don't have devil stuff anymore. So he's not going to be doing all the crazy stuff. So that's what I imagine his evolution style would be in the next game. So yeah, but I gotta say the final fight between those guys, bro, it blew me away too. It was pretty awesome. The music changes too to each section because of his styles. That really did it, bro. That really did it for me, honestly. And then how Kazi was acting during the fight is like, bro, why don't you just go down, dude? And he's like, I have to, you know, accept my future past, all this, my friends, blah blah blah, and whatever. And I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. And then at the end, I'll say this: Harada didn't lie. People thought he didn't lie. June is alive, so it's like, okay, that's kind of insane. How does that work? What happened? Or maybe you can interpret it that I guess you could interpret it that Kazuya died and then he's seeing June now in the afterlife. But if he died like that, I'm not gonna lie, they really did not mess with Kazuya, bro. They did not mess with Kazuya in this entire game. That was kind of crazy for him to die like that. But I don't think that's the case, because I feel as if a signature of him would be dying would be not getting thrown off a cliff, because that's not something Jin would do, but that's just, it feels like the right thing that would happen to him, you know? Like, Reina would pick him up and throw him off or something. I think that would have been something that would have been possible, like, hey, the same way you did my dad, but that didn't happen. So I'm assuming June is alive. That's a safe assumption. She's alive, and then I don't know how she's going to affect his mental or his character, but we'll have to see for the next game, or a DLC. I don't know, but I'm very curious on that. Another thing, Devil Reina, I don't know if I'm liking that. Like, the form does not look good, dude. It's like, to put in perspective, I feel as if Kazuya and Jin had their base forms, and then she just skipped to the final form immediately. That's kind of like, what? Let's slow down a bit here, and it looks not that good to me. But yeah, I'm hoping that they'll change that or something and explain that, because if she has a devil form, that means she is Kazumi's daughter then, which doesn't make any sense, because she looks like she's younger than Jin. So I'm like, if you're Kazuya's sister, then what is going on here? This does not make any sense. So she must have did some blood transfusion or something, or I don't know what, but she shouldn't have what she has. So it's really, really weird. So it's like a mystery going on with that, but which I think is a cool mystery, but to figure out. But either way, I don't like the farm. I hope they like give her something to start with, because it feels like she just I'm final form now, just like everybody else. Like, you didn't earn that. You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling. Like, slow down there. I just met you, you know? But yeah. Either way though, the story was great to play. There's some moments where I'm like, but it was pretty fun. Not a bad story. Like, I feel as if I had a fun time, just like I did with Tekken 7. But there was no boring narrator talking over it. A lot more serious than Tekken 7, I'll say. But this one was more fun based, to like, hey, everybody's here, you know? And I appreciate that to a certain degree, so yeah. But the rating for the game for me, for the story mode specifically, is a 7 out of 10. I still want to make a review for the game entirely. It's been a month at least, or a half a month I want to say, because the game just came out. It's still fresh. There could be problems later down the line, and I want to see what they could potentially be, or the good things potentially what they could be. So it's going to take a second for me to do a full review of the game, but I'll obviously have gameplay and stuff like that going on. But either way, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, noon, or whatever time period you guys live at, man. And I will see you guys in the next video.